Hey everyone, Brad here today from the OFAH Heritage Centre. This year, our virtual lesson series is going to take up a new theme. We're going to be focusing on fun and fascinating facts, all related to topics surrounding hunting, fishing, conservation, and wildlife. This month, we're going to focus on a very popular outdoor winter pursuit for many Canadians, ice fishing. So stick around as we learn some fun and fascinating facts about ice fishing. Ice fishing involves catching fish through a hole in the ice on a frozen body of water. When ice fishing, anglers need basic tools like a fishing pole and bait or lures. Specialized equipment like augers, ice chisels, or axes will help you drill holes in the ice. Falling into the water can be deadly, so you need to ensure that you have all the necessary safety gear. We'll get into this aspect of ice fishing later on. According to an Ontario tourism report, ice fishing is the fourth most popular winter activity in Ontario, following sledding, snowmobiling, then ice skating. Ice fishing is generally done with one of two techniques. The first is to use a tip-up, which is a fishing rig with line attached that is dropped through an ice hole to suspend bait or lures in the water. When a fish strikes, the tip-up signals the angler above the ice by tipping a flag upright. The other, and more popular technique, is to use a jigging rod. This is like a casting rod, but much smaller. And this short, sturdy rod is used to jig a line into an ice hole by jerking it up and down or side to side, attempting to entice a fish to strike the lure or bait. Did you know the practice of ice fishing dates back thousands of years? It's believed to have originated in North America by indigenous peoples, where it was practiced at least as early as 2000 BC. Since then, this technique has spread to various parts of the world, adapting to different climates and cultures. As a means of survival throughout Canada's harsh winters, first peoples began ice fishing by chopping holes in the ice and using spears, eventually along with hand-carved decoys to attract fish. When fish came near, they would spear and pull fish up through the ice. They're known to have covered themselves and the holes with shelters, often made of animal hides. They did so to be able to block light and make it easier to see into the hole and under the surface. In Ontario, the most common fish caught through the ice are panfish, which include yellow perch, bluegill, pumpkin seeds, and a few other species. Northern pike and walleye are also very common targets, but there are dozens of other species which are targeted by ice anglers across the province. Did you know that there's a Guinness World Record involving an ice fishing tournament? It's true. It didn't happen in Ontario, but just across our border in Minnesota. The record was set on Gull Lake in January of 2015 at an event called the Brainerd Ice Fishing Extravaganza. There were 30,000 holes drilled in the ice and around 15,000 anglers were present. That is one busy lake. And speaking of records, did you know that the OFAH houses Ontario's record fish registry? Surprisingly, some of Ontario's record fish have been caught through the ice. Now let's check them out. Ontario's record burbot, also known as a ling, eelpout, or freshwater cod, was caught just a few years ago on Lake Simcoe. It was caught by Sebastian Roy on January 25th, 2017. This monster burbot was captured on Sebastian's YouTube channel, and it weighed in at an impressive 17.95 pounds, with a length of 39 inches and a girth, which is a means of measurement around the body, of 19 inches. That is one big burbot. Ontario has another couple of record fish that have been caught through the ice. The most recent being the Ontario record for yellow perch. It was caught in Summertown out of the St. Lawrence Seaway on January 30th, 2020 by angler Dominic Touchette. This perch weighed in at 2.52 pounds, measured 15.75 inches in length and 12.25 inches in girth. Now, if you're headed out on the ice this winter, here are a few things you should know about ice and ice safety. New ice is usually stronger than old ice. 4 inches of clear, newly formed ice may support one person on foot, while a foot or more of old, partially thawed ice may not. Ice also seldom freezes uniformly. It may be a foot thick in one location and only an inch or two just a few feet away. So we can't ever blindly trust the ice while we're out. We've got to test it for thickness using an auger or ice chisel, and we must constantly beware. Did you know that ice that is formed above flowing water and currents is also often dangerous? This is especially true near streams, bridges, culverts, and along shorelines. Also, ice on the outside of river bends is usually weaker. All of this is due to faster current moving along underneath the ice. You may not know this, but the insulating effect of snow also slows down the ice freezing process. The extra weight can also reduce how much weight the ice sheet can support. Another interesting thing that sometimes scares people is that booming or cracking on the ice isn't necessarily dangerous. This only means that the ice is expanding and contracting as temperatures change. So next time you're out on the ice and you hear a big bang or crack, there's likely nothing to be concerned about. That's it for this month's installment of Fun and Fascinating Facts. Thank you so much for joining us for this virtual lesson. Be sure to like this video and comment below. And don't forget to check out the resources section on our webpage. There, you'll find free printable resource material like mini lessons and activity pages to follow up the virtual lesson. And please subscribe to stay connected as we learn together outside the classroom.